Hello guys, this is me, the Vaibhav. Welcome to Stories by Vaibhav Vasan. Today I'm going to be retelling the story that I told yesterday in the language third. So, the story is about Elisa. She was the youngest person to ever get pregnant. This story is a part of real life. So, I tell usually different stories, but this story is going to be fully about real life, what all harm it causes us. So, let me start. This story was based on 1837 Vietnam. So, the town where the story occurred, it was a huge shipping port where all ships come and go for trade. So, of the town, there's a village leader. So the leader was a good man. He treated his town folk well. But inside he was a cruel man. He used to take his slaves, slaves, African slaves. So he used to have slaves of his own, many women slaves. So one day he called Elisa to his room. Elisa was 7 years old at that time, and her mother tried to prevent him from taking her to his room, but he wouldn't listen. What he does is basically, whenever he wants, whenever he gets a pleasure, he will take his slaves into his room. Anybody, if he's called randomly, he will take into his room and he will rape them. So Elisa's mom was raped like that, and she begat Elisa. So she didn't want Elisa to undergo the same fate. So she tried to prevent that from happening, but the village leader, despite her protesting, refused to let Elisa go, took her into his room. She was 7 years old. Could you imagine somebody being raped at that young age? But she got raped. And due to time she got pregnant and she begat a daughter. Surprisingly, the daughter was born healthy. And when she grew up, the same fate happened to her too. So, this is based on real life. Why I am telling this? Because I have read in news about lot of exorcists who take other people's children, who dunk babies' heads in water to make sure they get well, but in the end the baby dies. So I've heard of many exorcists doing the same. I've read in news, lot of exorcists, they take babies, trying to cure them, they take hot iron and they make marks on their hands, and due to injuries, the babies die. So this common thing which happens in India, in other countries, in the past it used to happen. In Peru, in Vietnam, in China, in many countries, this exorcism used to happen. So the exorcism is a very bad thing. But it's a parent's fault. Some exorcists they do it wantedly, some exorcists they do it without knowing the harm it can befall a child. So it's the parent's fault for trusting the exorcist more. So the parent they should know who to trust, who not to trust. The child is not well, take them to hospital. Get the professional people's advice. Instead of going to exorcists, they're spoiling their own child's life, and when their own child gets harmed or when the child dies, the parents also get harmed in some way. So if the trust in exorcism is reduced, then the child will have no excuse. If using a professional help, the child can grow up to be a better person. So I truly believe exorcism is very bad. Exorcism needs to be stopped, or else it will befall many serious harm can befall children. Even exorcism is performed on adults. That's also not fair. The adults put their trust on the exorcist, and they get harmed. So exorcism is very bad, and what the village leader did, it was not a form of exorcism, but some people, they do exorcism on a girl's private parts or some sort of stuff like that. So exorcism needs to be banned. I truly support the fact that exorcism should be banned. Please support the fact that the exorcism is a bad thing and it needs to get banned. If you support this, soon in due time exorcism will get banned and many people will get to lead a happy and healthy life without the fear of exorcism. Thank you. See you in the next story. Bye.